Here we are. All right, top of the morning, beautiful people. Here we are. Welcome to episode 80 of the morning show. We made the transition a couple days ago to self-love is. That's what we're talking about. So this morning's is, right? This morning's is, let's see, how are we going to call it? We're going to say self-love is self-care. Self-love is self-care. Let's talk about that for a moment or two. Self-love is self-care. So here's the thing, right? Self-care is one of those things that you get to define for yourself, right? You get to define what self-care is for you. The problem is most of us haven't yet defined what self-care looks like for us, right? We kind of fall into a couple little categories. Self-care is me just exhaling, taking a breather. Self-care, maybe it's a little bit of pampering, right? Self-care is whatever, right? Self-care is my 4:30 every Friday haircut appointment, maybe. Self-care is going to get a massage or sitting in a hot bath or whatever it might be, whatever is presented to us. But you have a responsibility to define what self-care is for you. So that's the first thing I want to propose to us this morning, right? The first, let's frame it as a question. Have you defined what self-care looks like for you? Have you yet defined it, right? Is it only a day off? Is it only abandoning responsibilities for a few minutes? Is it only pampering? What is it? Have you defined what self-care looks like for you? Let's just play with that for a moment, right? Mentally, your mental and emotional health, right? What's your self-care routine look like? See, self-care is more than just taking certain actions, right? Self-care is your moment-to-moment decisions, right? So self-care, what does self-care look like for you regarding your mental and emotional health? It's something you need to explore. And if you don't know, it's something that you definitely need to invest some time and energy into, right? Think about it. What about your physical health? What does self-care look like? Have you yet defined what self-care looks like regarding your physical health? Yay or nay, right? You have these ideas, but are you crystal clear? Are you clear? Have you set your intention on caring for yourself physically? And have you defined what that looks like, right? What about in your relationships? What does self-care look like regarding your relationships, right? Are you evaluating your relationships, and are you investing more in relationships that feed you and limiting your exposure to relationships that drain you or that only take from you, right? That's something you need to evaluate in your life, right? We need to clearly define it so that we can begin to live it and embody it. But if we're unclear on what it even looks like, how can we confidently say that we care for ourselves, which is an act of love, which is an act of self-love? So if I'm saying I love me and I want to work on my self-love, then I have to work on my self-care. And in order to work on my self-care, I have to define what self-care is, right? So my mental and emotional health, my physical health, my relationships, what about in your career? What does that look like, right? What are you fully invested in developing yourself, right? What does self-care look like regarding work, right? Are you taking a moment to exhale? Are you investing enough? Are you not investing enough? What does that look like for you, right? That's something that I challenge each and every person who's receiving this now or 10 years from now to examine themselves in these areas and look and make sure that you define what self-care is or means for you, right? Right? So now here's the second question I'm going to raise this morning, right? Are you committed to your self-care? So once you define it, right, then you have to make a commitment to it. Are you committed? Are you fully committed to your self-care, right? Now, it's easy to say, yes, that's where we all want to raise our hands, but we have to be honest with ourselves, right? A part of self-love is being honest with ourselves, right? Seeing what we actually see and acknowledging it, paying attention to it so that we can take care of it, so we can get it handled, right? So if there's an area of lack or struggle, right, we don't want to pretend that there's no lack or struggle there. We want to actually own it so that we can fix it, right? So that we can work on it. So are you committed to self-care? Commitment Commitment shows in maintenance, right? Commitment requires maintenance, right? I'm committed to my relationship, right? We got married August 10th of 2018. That's when I said I do. But the commitment is every day. The commitment is the moment-to-moment decisions, right? The commitment wasn't just standing up there in front of the pastor and saying I do. No, that wasn't. The commitment wasn't when I got on one knee and proposed, right? The commitment is is found in my moment-to-moment decisions, right? So are you committed to your self-care? Are you maintaining your self-care? Is this something you're fully committed to, right? Commitment also means prioritization. Ooh, y'all should be proud of old head with the list. Prioritize. Have you prioritized your self-care? Commitment, if I'm committed to something, right? That means that I prioritize that particular thing. So if I'm committed to self-care, I'm prioritizing self-care in my mental and emotional health, right? My physical health, right? My relationships and my career. I'm committed, therefore I prioritize. Therefore, I'm focused on maintaining my self-care in those areas, right? In all areas, my self-care, period. But in order to be committed to something, it has to become a priority, right? So we need to reshuffle our priorities, because a lot of us are committed to things that are taking from us versus being committed to things that are adding value to our lives, i.e. self-care, right? Did I just say i.e.? But self-care, right? So, pardon me. So commitment, here's the last thing I'm going to close with. Commitment is also proactive. I'm proactive with my self-care. I'm proactively, right, pursuing the things that are going to feed my spirit in a positive way. I'm proactive, right, regarding those things, right? I'm going to get them. I'm not waiting on peace of mind to fall on me. I'm pursuing peace of mind, right? I'm not waiting on, my emotions to get themselves under control. No. I'm reading, I'm learning, I'm studying, I'm doing the things I need to do so that I can manage my emotions and instead of them governing me, right? I'm proactive. I'm going to get it. My physical health, I'm getting up. I'm going to get it. I get up every morning and I go to the gym. It doesn't just fall on me, right? Do I have good genes? Yes. But good genes, you can ruin that if I don't get my butt up and go get it. So I get my butt up and go get it. I'm proactive with my self-care. My relationships, I'm proactive, right? I reach out. I send the messages, I make the calls, I respond as quickly as possible, right? I invest, I'm committed fully to those relationships, right? The wife, the children, the granddaughters, those of you that I'm connected to, everyone in my life, and everyone that I'm looking to invite into my life by way of serving. I'm fully committed, I'm proactive. I'm not sitting around, sitting on my hands and waiting on the bell to ring. I get out and get after it because that's a part of my self-care, right? So have you defined what self-care looks like for you, right? And are you committed to your self-care? And I want to double down on this part. Commitment is about the maintenance of it. You did it once, you said it once, but are you maintaining it? The maintenance is daily, right? Self-care is found in the moment, self-love, in the moment-to-moment decisions that we make, right? That's the maintenance of the thing, right? Commitment means prioritization, right? We need to prioritize, right? That's what we need to do. Commitment is proactive, right? If you're committed to a thing, that means you're getting after it. You're going to get it. You're not sitting back and waiting on something to magically show up, on your self-care package to magically show up, for you to magically feel better. If you desire to love yourself, if you desire a healthy relationship with you, it's something you have to go get, right? So that's what I want to leave you with this morning. Today's self-love is self-care, right? Now go do something for you today, right? Choose you today, moment to moment. Evaluate your decisions through that filter, right? Is this adding value to my life? Or is this taking from me? That's how you love on yourselves, folks. Be awesome today. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to everyone on TikTok showing me love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The Facebook I can't see, but I appreciate y'all. Good morning. Thanks for tapping in. My Insta fam, I love and appreciate y'all. Y'all be great today.